Okay, I'm making an egg bake. And the reason that I like this recipe so much is because it freezes super well. And it makes it really convenient for the mornings when you are in a hurry or whatever. But it starts out with 18 eggs cracked in this bowl. I guess not this bowl, but your bowl. But I need a whisk. That was funny. And I have already sauteed my onion and put it in here, but I'm going to whisk up these eggs. And I sauteed my onions with some of my leftover bacon grease, and it smelled so good. So you can definitely try that if you'd like. After I get those whisked up, I'm going to add 3/4 cups of milk. Combine that. Super easy, and it only takes 15 minutes to bake. I am then going to add 5 ounces of baby spinach. And it kind of does look like a lot once it's in there, but it cooks down super small. And if you're not a spinach person, I'm really not either, you can't even taste it. But they're so full of vitamins, the spinach is. It's really good for you. And in this egg bake, I add bacon, onion, and spinach, but you can add mushrooms, bell peppers. I know some folks like that. I personally do not. But you get your spinach all coated in the egg, stir it around, mix it around. Make sure all the spinach gets a bath. Or gets egged, I guess, however you want to look at it. And I can show you what it looks like once I've started all up. In this bowl I have eggs, sauteed onions, and 5 ounces of baby spinach and milk. And I'm going to transfer that onto a aluminum foil lined baking sheet. Make sure that your baking sheet does have these rimmed edges and it's not just a cookie sheet, because once you pour this over onto it, if it didn't have those edges, your egg mixture would go all over your counter. I'm sure that's common sense, but hey, some people just don't have it. I'm moving my spinach around so it's all kind of evenly placed. And I have already baked my package of bacon. Of course, you can cook it stovetop, but it's so easy. You cook it at 400 on a aluminum lined baking sheet, just like this. It just makes for easy cleanup. You don't have to. But you cook your bacon for 25 minutes on 400 and it comes out perfect. But you top your egg bake with your either cooked crumbled bacon or crumbled sausage. I guess if you don't want any meat, you don't have to have any meat. If you ask my husband, more meat the better. I just like bacon. And on top of that, I'm gonna put some shredded cheddar cheese. It calls for a cup. I don't know how much I put on there. Put on there however much my little heart desires. So it looks delicious. And that will be plenty for me. I guess I lied. I can show you what it looks like. Now I'm going to bake this in the oven at 400 for 15 minutes or until the egg is set. This is what they look like once I've got them cut up. They're not perfect circles, but I cut them with a cup. Like I just, out of my out of my baking sheet, I just cut them. And so, then I'm going to freeze them. I place them in the freezer, not in a bag or anything, just on like a piece of parchment paper. I freeze them until they are solid. And once they are frozen, then I will bag them and place them in the freezer. The reason I do that is if I put them in the freezer now in a Ziploc bag, they are still kind of warm, and that will cause, steam, I guess. And once that freezes, when you go to heat it up, that moisture from that will make it soggy. So you want to freeze it until it's solid, and then bag it and put it in the freezer. Now that you got that in the freezer, let it freeze until it's solid. And once it's done, get you a gallon Ziploc bag. Place all of your round egg bake molds into your freezer bag. Make sure that you date it, because it is good in the freezer for up to 3 months. And you can also put the instructions on the bag, written in Sharpie. You would heat it in the microwave wrapped in a paper towel for 45 seconds on each side. Then it's done. You can put it on an English muffin. I like the really thin ones because the thicker ones tend to, like, the bread overpowers the egg bake. But these thin ones right here, you can see how thin they are. They're just called bagel thins. They work so well with them because the egg bake is not that thick. So it's really good. And I toast those and put it on there. And my husband likes it with ketchup. So you might want to try that. And one thing that I did forget to mention is salt and pepper. Do not forget to salt and pepper your egg bake. You can do it on before or after. I choose after, but it's up to you. And enjoy.